Can everybody see me? It's hard to tell if this thing's working or not. Hey, Steve, how's it going? Um, okay, so Steve is going to be right back. I'm just wondering if everyone can hear me, guys. If anybody's out there and you guys can tell me if you can hear me, that would be great. I'm going to have to shut down my other stream. Good. Okay. Awesome. All right, guys. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Jay, and I'd like to welcome everybody to this live stream. Thank you guys for coming. Really means the world to me. I think I'm almost at 600 subscribers, and I really wanted to celebrate with all you guys. For those of you who aren't in Canada, this is Canada Day. Actually, I know that the 4th of July is Independence Day in the States, but today is actually Canada Day here in up north. Steve, hey, dude, how's it going? I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me? Okay? Is it too loud? Just let me know. Okay. Sorry, Steve. Can you hear me? Good, not bad. Really good sound. Oh, awesome, awesome. Good to hear from you, dude. Like, awesome. It's amazing to actually have a chance to chat with you guys again. Um, Not sure how many people are going to join us. This is a little bit of an impromptu thing. I sort of, wanted to celebrate with you guys. I did hit. Sorry, I'm about to hit 600 subscribers, and for me, that's a big thing. I mean, like I know a lot of people measure their success based on millions of subscribers or thousands of subscribers or whatever. But for me, I just really am appreciative that all you guys, the 600 of you out there, are joining me on this journey. Sorry, I'm gonna plug my laptop in here. It's gonna die soon. There we go. Yeah, so I really wanted to, just take a moment and reflect and be really super grateful for everything that's happened in the last couple of years. Um, for me specifically, I just when I started this channel, I just wanted to sort of reach out there to the ether and kind of see what's out there. See if anybody um, shared the kind of love for anime and cartoons that I have. Okay, watch out, the computer's going to go up because I got to raise it up a little bit. And that was my main goal. And I really wanted to sort of try and meet other people who had the same interests and same likes, and I was hoping for to make some connections here. And you know what? I'm really really grateful for everybody who has shared their experiences with me. Sorry about that, guys. Um, and it really means the world to me that guys like you, Steve, and uh, some of the other guys who have been commenting lately, that you guys really, love the same things that I do. And it's really heartwarming and it makes me feel not so much alone. You know what I mean? Because like I remember before the internet, um, it was hard to find people who were appreciative or really were into the same things I was. Like I remember having conversations in college, and most of the people who were there were like, what are you talking about? Like, I used to talk about Force 5 all the time, and I used to talk about anime and things like that. And a lot of the people there had no idea what I was talking about. So I had to actually educate people as to what it is. It's no, anime is not what it used to be. Animation, anime and cartoons, they're not appreciated like well, that I would like them to be. I think that a lot of people are not really as in tune with types of animations and cartoons that I used to be involved with. Yeah. Yeah, Steve. So your content is narration is great. Thanks, dude. Actually, I've gotten a lot of comments, sort of saying, let me lower this a little bit. I've had a few comments saying that maybe I do too many pauses, or sometimes I have a lot of like I I stop throughout the videos and stuff. But I think that's part of my style now. I think that I'm actually doing this from memory most of the time. You know what I mean? I'm not reading off the script. I really am pretty much doing this and reciting it from what my own recollections are from back in the day. I sort of, especially with Star Blazers, the last video that I did, I actually had to rewatch the television series and remember exactly what it was that I remembered about the series, because I'd forgotten a lot of it. As I said in the review, it wasn't really my favorite series. It was one of those things where I was sort of, um, I was young. I didn't really have an appreciation for interpersonal relationships. It was pretty crazy, and I sort of, it was like my third show to watch around that time. I was watching things like I said, Star Ventures and Astro Boy and Scooby Doo and Hanna Barbera stuff. And yeah, Star Blazers was all the way, uh, pretty much right at the plateau of where I wanted to watch cartoons. So for me, it was a funny little thing. Um, and yeah, Steve, you watch it over for years. That's awesome, dude. Like one of my one of my favorite animes that I always come back to is um, Bubblegum Crisis, and I'm gonna do a huge retrospective on that. And I'm going to start talking about a lot more anime and a lot of everything. Yamato was televised first. Yeah. In terms of, are you talking about? Are you talking about Force Five versus Yamato? Because yeah, I think you're right. I think that yeah, I know. I think yeah, Force Five was definitely later on, even though I think it predates Yamato by a number of years. Uh, you can tell by the animation style. Um, exactly. Yes, I think you're absolutely right. I think that Yamato. I think a lot of people told me that it was in Hawaii uh, first. Like a lot of people keep telling me that Yamato was. I think a lot of people associate it with Hawaii for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it was Pearl Harbor or something. Anyway, there's a bunch of things. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm getting a comment from Ryan, but it's on my YouTube channel. Ryan, if you're watching the live stream, there's a chat. I don't know if you can hear me, and you can join the chat if you'd like. Sorry. Again, this is new for me, guys. Like, please, I'd love whatever comments you can give me. I would love to discuss this. I mean, I love learning about new things. You know what I mean? So yeah. Let's see here. What does Ryan say? Force Five needs a resurrection. Yes, absolutely, Ryan. Force Five does need a resurrection. Um, Thank you for that comment. Uh, if you can join the discussion. I don't know how. If you click on the link um, that I put on my Twitter account or on my Facebook account, you should be able to go right to the page where the live chat is on. I don't know, Steve. Do you have the link? Maybe I can share that with everybody. I don't know. But Ryan, thank you for that. Definitely, I think Force Five needs a reboot. It's funny though because in Japan, several times they've tried to reboot the series. As a matter of fact, Getter Robo G. Actually, it's more like Getter Robo. Getter Robo, the original Getter Robo, was rebooted in it was 1995, 1996, something like that. It was called Shin Getter Robo, and it followed the manga storyline, which was much different than the cartoon. Um, so they tried to reboot it, and for the most part, it was a success. I mean, I watched the entire Shin Getter Robo, which here was called Getter Robo Armageddon, and it was released by ADV Films, and it was good, but Professor Saotome or I guess it would be Professor Copernicus here in North America. He turned out to be this, just absolute evil guy in the series, and he was possessed by a bunch of uh, alien creatures. They went all the way back to the original series when talking about dinosaurs and stuff like that. It was pretty crazy. Um, so it didn't have the same, and it was ultra violent, and I didn't mind it. It was a good series, but it sort of departed a great deal from the original, Force Star Avengers. And for me, it was just a bit too much of a departure. And they started introducing new characters. Um, I guess if we were to relate Hummer, who basically is arrested for murdering Professor Copernicus, you know, in the series. Sorry, I'm sorry. Spoilers. I don't mean to cause spoilers, but if you haven't seen Shin Getter-Robo or Getter-Robo Armageddon, um, yeah, it's a whole convoluted plot because basically, in a nutshell, the alien forces, who are similar to the Pandemonium Empire, but a little bit more demonic, in the sense that they're almost liquid like in appearance. They've come back to take over the Earth, and Ryoma, or as we know him, Hummer, is released from jail to be able to try and save Earth. And then we see Foul Tip, um, uh, or in the Musashi is the first Foul Tip, but the second Foul Tip was oh gosh, I can't remember. I'm losing focus here. I can't remember exactly who was who, but Paladin, for example, he starts leading a rogue band of heroes and stuff. Again, it's a whole different ball game, and I encourage anyone to watch Shin Getter and or Getter Robo Armageddon, if you can get a hands on it. I think it's still floating around. You might be able to see it on YouTube actually. Take a look for Getter Robo Armageddon. If that's probably the best way to take a look at it right now. I think you can probably purchase the DVDs online, probably Amazon. Yes, Steven, I totally agree. I think the English names were the best, because as much as I love Japanese animation, really, I didn't know it was on YTV. Maybe. Hmm. Um, as much as I appreciate the idea of Ryoma, Hayato, Musashi, and oh gosh, I can't remember Benki, right? As much as hey Ryan, great to see you, buddy. So you found the chat, awesome. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, YouTube. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, you YT. Let me tell you something, Steven. We have a channel here called YTV. So and that's where a lot of our anime as a kid, that's where it comes from. So when you said YT, I thought you were talking about YTV. Yes, Ryan's made it. Excellent. Thank you guys. Really, really appreciate you guys joining the chat. I'm just gonna, you know what? I should be chatting too. Hey guys, awesome to see everyone. Okay, I can't spell, obviously. So, yeah, Ryan. So totally, absolutely. I would love to see. Okay, so there was also another series. It was Guy King, Daimaru. It was rebooted, I think, in 2004, 2005, and man, the character designs just totally turned me off. Because you know how in Force Five, Guy King was he was a Greek hero. I can't remember his name. Uh, but yeah, exactly, Steve. I'm not really too sure about it either. But and he's like a young guy. He was a pitcher when he was growing up. Got hit on his arm. Broke his arm. Couldn't continue pitching. Lost his pitching career. And they brought him back to try and be a pilot. It was that burning youth. You know what I mean? That kind of idea of heroicism back in the 80s and 70s. But this new series that they rebooted, I think it was like Daimaru Gaiking. Um, it just did not sit well with me at all. I don't know. I guess Steve, you feel the same way. But first of all, the protagonist is a little kid. Like I'm talking about 5 years old, 10 years old. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't seem like he should be piloting a ship at all. Um, uh, yeah, same here. Okay, so Ryan says same here. A small kid running Gaiking. The only continuity I remember was the kid actually uh, Sanshiro-san. Okay, that's good. So at least, so it's not so much a reboot than it is a continuation. I only ever saw like five or like 2 or 3 episodes, and really it kind of threw me off so much I didn't feel like watching it anymore. Um, they did not make Rendizer. They were supposed to. You know what? So Steven says that they did not make Rendizer, but they were supposed to. But realistically, what's going on here? Okay, give me. Hold on. I'll call you back. You're what? Oh crap! I'm okay. Okay, I'll give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Bye. Okay, guys. Oh man, I have the worst timing ever. My roommate's downstairs and he, he needs me to move the car. But before I leave, it'll only be 2 seconds. But I just wanted to say the whole Giants. The whole okay. So Ryan says. Okay, first of all, Steve says they did not. They were not. They tried to make. They tried to make Grandizer, but they were supposed to. Grandizer I think is a hard one to make. It's such a beloved series, and it's still really popular in the Middle East for some reason. And I love that. It is a strange shift in the character designs. The whole giant robot genre has really become lost these days. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree, Ryan. I'm cleaning. I'm cleaning up right now. Be right back. All right, I'm going to be right back. Like completely. I really apologize about this, guys. But let me. So I did want to leave you guys with something. I'm gonna go to San Diego Comic Con, and one of the really cool things that's there this year is going to be if anybody's a He-Man fan, they should. I encourage all of you guys to look up. Uh, Sorry, guys. I was gonna say that I'm just leaving you for a second, but take a look at this. It's the I'm going to San Diego Comic Con, and I want you guys to look up the uh, Super 7 exclusive Atom figure. Take a look at that, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. See you in a second. Okay, so I'm back, guys. Thank you for waiting. Wow. So my roommate just left. Sorry, he just got back, and man, he was parking the car, and then he called me and said, "Your car's in front. I can't move." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" So I had to run down there, go get the car moved, and oh my gosh, what a fiasco! All right, so guys, thank you for sticking around, and hey, we got some new visitors here. Okay, so let's just catch up on what's going on here. So Ryan and Steve had their own little conversation, which was awesome. Let's see. Yep, Ryan, it was a commercial break. Thank you very much for waiting. Uh, Goretail Goretail Sans says hello. Hi, Goretail. Do you want to play a game? Because it finds that there's something or someone at your place, but be careful because it may be that you want evil. Okay. All right, Goretail. That's interesting. Maybe he's just trying to do some stuff. I tell you what, Goretail. Do you know what channel this is? I don't know if you're gonna kill me. All right, Steve. We got some dude named Goretail who's trying to inflict evil upon us. Anyway, let's get back to it. So I went to hey, Steve Svensu is here. Awesome, Sven, that's a great name, man. Uh, Pinoy time, yeah, dude. Pinoy time. Oh gosh, I do not understand you. All right. I don't know if Goretail Sands is trying to troll us or not, but he's trying to play a game with us, I guess. I don't know. What can I do here? All right, Gortail. I'm going to ask you a quick question. If you can't answer it, I'm going to give you a timeout. Basically, what's the name of my channel? Since you want to play a game with us. While Gortail figures that out, let's take a look at this. So, um, if anyone, thank you guys again for joining, Sventu. If you missed what we were doing, we were just talking about rebooting Force 5. I do not even know who I'm talking to. Do you know who it is? All right, Gortail. We're going to put you in a timeout because you are not being productive. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to time out Gortail. So, guys, yeah. Voltron or old? Sven? Really? Oh, man. I love the original Voltron. Come on, who doesn't love it? Oh my gosh, the original Voltron was crazy. I love the original Voltron. Now, when you say the old and the new, there have been like what, six or no, four different Voltron reboots. Like I think it's been some time for me, but I think I think I'm safe in saying, yeah, I think I'm safe in saying that there were close to five reboots at this point. Pretty crazy. Um, there's I'm gonna have to say I really loved the original, and I think that from what I understand, Go Line was a complete departure from what we watched as kids. And you know what? I don't want to talk about Go Line too much, and I don't want to talk about Voltron too much because that review is coming, and it's going to be a big one. It's going to be freaking huge. So I would like to hold off on that, Sven, if you don't mind. Um, the next version, I'm actually enjoying it. It's actually pretty cool. But I will say this for the record: if they ship Alora and Lotor together, they're gonna feel my wrath because that is just ridiculous. Because it sure looks like they're gonna do that, and you know what? I am not liking that direction at all. I don't think that Lotor should be should be shipped with anybody. To be honest with you. Yeah. So, but I would like to go back and talk a little bit about. Sorry, I don't know about you guys. I don't know where you are, but here in Toronto, it is like super hot right now. It's the humidity is just ridiculous. It's crazy. Um, I would like to talk about go back and talk about finish our discussion about Guy King and the reboots. So from what I remember, yeah, the Guy King Daimaru, I didn't. No, I wasn't loving it. I didn't really I didn't really buy it. It was not something that I wanted to invest in. Unfortunately, it was just one of those things where um, it was just very kiddie like. Like I know the original series was meant to be for kids too, but I really wanted to love a reboot, and it just fell short. I think you know what I mean. Like, and I understand he's the son of the original character, but it's just I don't know. There's just some things which are best left alone, unfortunately. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So, got a couple of comments here. Sven says that Force 5 is too symbolic to muck around with these days. Well, that's a fair assessment. Um, I would like to see a reboot, though. I would like to see, maybe not a reboot, maybe an homage. I really would like to see, what new styles of animation could do with it. I think it would be freaking awesome. Um, Netflix for Sven 2, of course, yeah, the new Voltron Netflix. Ryan says, yeah, when you say old Voltron, I think Go Lion. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Go Lion. But what I'm saying is that this series itself, Voltron as a series, has been rebooted multiple times. I mean, like I said, I think with the new Netflix series, we're up to like four reboots or something like that. So in total, there have been like three different, Voltron series. Pretty crazy. Um, Yeah. Okay. Ryan's local. He's in Brampton and he's melting. Yeah, we are totally melting, dude. Holy cow! That you're only 2 cities away from me, and it is like sweltering. Um, Jacqueline Caglio. Hey, Jacqueline, how are you? Thank you for joining our live stream. She's in Tampa, and you bet we're hotter. I don't know. Maybe the Tampa weather's pretty hot, so I'm not going to argue with you. Sure. Um, Steve's in Massachusetts, and he says it's 95 over there. What's that in Celsius? Is that like that's pretty hot, I think. Yeah. What is that? 35, 40 in Celsius? And oh yeah, Steve says oy vey. Nice one. Had a different target audience. Which one, Steve? Um, the Guy King reboot. I think you're right. I think that the audience for the Guy King reboot was mainly children. Does anybody know? Does anybody know Gao Gaigar? Anybody? Because if you know Gao Gaigar, I think that the new Guy King shares the same target audience as Gao Gaigar. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. In terms of like giant robot inheritors, I think Gao Gaigar and the Brave series really hits it on the head. I feel such a sense of nostalgia and such a sense of beauty and wonder when I watch Gao Gaigar. Oh man, Gao Gaigar was freaking amazing. I loved Gao Gaigar. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. If you haven't, please, you guys should watch Gao Gaigar. Let me see if I. Yeah, he's buried in the back there. I wanted to pull out Gao Gaigar over here, but he's kind of buried. But let me. You know what? Give me 1 second. He was a Ryan. Okay, so let's see here. Different target audience. The mecha designs were pretty good. Yeah, I guess I saw the mecha designs for Guy King, and yeah, for the most part they were pretty good. I didn't mind them. Um, Ryan says maybe Grendizer and Get a Robo could survive these days as a reboot. I think they could. I really do. I think Grendizer and Get a Robo, in their original inception, where they were fighting against the Pandemonium Empire, not the dinosaur race. You know what I mean? I think that would really be a good point for a reboot. I think that would be great. Um, Guy King. Okay, Sven says Guy King's second season was what I really loved. After the Moon stuff, the first upgrade I saw. Yes, yes. If you talk about the original Guy King series from the 70s, yes, I loved when his faceplate came off. Oh man, that was just great. You know what I mean? The different powers that they were able to get, and the fact that Daimaru or the Great Space Dragon was able to get more powers and actually like attack instead of just defend. I thought that was great. Great stuff. Ryan, was he a combiner? You know what? Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can dig him out here. Okay. Too much stuff. Too much stuff. Okay, since when have you ever heard a guy calling about too much stuff? Never happens. I've got too much stuff. Okay. Yo, Gao Gaigar, come here. Alright. Okay, so. Was he a combiner? Yes. On a very technical note, he was a combiner. But not in the traditional sense of combiner. It wasn't 4 sentient robots or 5 sentient robots like Voltron. He wasn't really that nature. But this is Gao Gaigar. If anyone has not seen this series yet, where am I going? This way? This way? No, this way. If anyone hasn't seen the series yet, I really suggest you do. It is an amazing, amazing series. The King of Braves. Guys, trust me. You guys got to watch this. Now, to see a little bit more detail. So that's Gao Gaigar. I got to go this way. No, I got to go this way. There we are. That's Gao Gaigar. And fun fact, Voltron was actually one of the Voltron's original when oh gosh, what are they called again now? When the original guys who redubbed Voltron for the North American audience, They were originally looking at a series much like Gao Gaigar with the lion's head, but what they actually got was Go Lion, and it's kind of funny that way because if it wasn't for this little mistake, we would have had a completely different Voltron, and arguably the worst. It was the worst of the two series, so it was really really awesome. Gao Gaigar though, really amazing series in terms of like a successor to giant robots and the giant robots of like yesteryear. I suggest everyone take a look at Gao Gaigar. Really amazing series. If you have a chance to look it up on YouTube, when they do Final Fusion, oh, just amazing, just amazing. Like the hot-blooded nature of Guy. Guys, you gotta watch Gao Gaigar. Awesome stuff. All right, so I've missed a couple of comments here. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, so Stephen Harris says Dankugar was pretty good. Oh my God, Dankugar. Yeah, I love Dankugar as an anime as a combiner. A team of it was six combiners, wasn't it, or was it five? Yeah, that was an amazing series. Beautiful, beautiful. Still holds up today. Dankogar has been remastered. Has a remastered box set. I believe it came out last year. Is that right, Ryan? That is awesome. I remember at the back of the day, it was released by I think Software Sculptures, if I'm not mistaken, and they had the entire series on lock, but they never actually finished it. PC Gamer 77. Hi Jay. Hi all. Jay, what is Gao Gaigar? All right. Well, I don't know PC Gamer if you saw it, but that's Gao Gaigar. All right. The King of Braves. Look it up on YouTube. Amazing, amazing series. I really do suggest you watch it. I can talk more about it if everyone wants me to. Sven, did we actually get a second season here? I did see the Space Dragon get remodded with the blade and tail head in Guy King. Was that it? And Sven is like, laugh out loud. Me and Jackie dying in Tampa. Okay, so Sven and Jackie are both in Tampa. What else we got here? With giant lion chest piece. I recall seeing him. Yes, yes. The original Voltron when New Worlds Entertainment was trying to bring it here. Originally, it was supposed to be one of the Brave series, and thank God that they didn't pick it up because that one was particularly difficult. PC77. Thanks for the spelling of Gao Gaigar. It looks like Daltanius. Actually, yeah. Yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah. Wow. Again, original designs in anime are quite interesting, right? I mean, like they just follow trends throughout the year. I mean, like I love the old school '80s character designs with anime, and now it's kind of like gone to a very like I thought big eyes were big before, but now they're gigantic. So it's kind of interesting. Steel Mix, hey Steel Mix, awesome, good to see you. Kind of looks like Predaking from Transformers. Yeah, absolutely. It does kind of look like Predaking from Transformers. That has to do with the line head in the middle. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. Yeah. So basically, if you start watching the series, you'll start to realize why that is. Why he has a lion's head, and the lion's head is a traditional throwback from the Brave series in Japan. If you look up the Brave series, basically. It's a combiner robot series, and every one of the main heroes in the series has an animal head in the middle of his chest. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so Ryan says, yeah, the Predacons, good memory, Steel Mix. Absolutely, I love the Predacons. You know what? I argue they didn't use them enough. I think there was only one episode in which they were used. It was like something like in Transformers. It was like the day of the Predators or something like that. The Day of Predators. I can't remember the episode of the series, but it literally was. I think it was all the animal robots like the Dinobots, I think it was the Skylynx, and the Predaking, and the all the animal robots were the only ones who weren't affected by this ray that was affecting all the other Transformers in the universe, kind of thing, and they had to save everybody. So it was really really cool. All right, so Steve says that the chest piece reminded of Shutaru's armor. Yeah, there are a lot of good recollections from different animes. Jacqueline says, Sven, learn how to spell your sister's name properly. Okay, awesome. We have some sibling rivalry here. It's just great. I know that's a joke, but it's funny as hell. All right, Martin, Call of the Primitives. Thank you, Martin. Thank you for exactly the Call of the Primitives. That was the Transformers episode where Predaking and Skylynx and all of the other animal Transformers had to save the Transformers from destruction. So you know what? There's another point for Martin. Wow, coming in and swooping in and sniping that comment. Awesome, Martin, and welcome, Martin. Sven says, please do Zoids, all versions. Oh, Zoids. Martin, I think you remember Zoids, if I'm not mistaken, for sure. Ryan, Call the Primitives, and I think Grimlock's New Brain. Yeah, you know what? It's been so long. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the entire episode, but absolutely, Ryan. Sure, that's exactly. I think that those are the two episodes that involved that virus or whatever it was. Jacqueline says, "Wow, I haven't thought of these shows in decades." Well, that's what we're here for, right? That's the whole concept of my channel. For anybody who's just getting into it, I review we look back at the pop culture of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and that's really what I love. I love talking about these old shows, and it amazes me that all of you guys are here and remembering this with me, and I really love the fact that everybody here, uh, you know, loves these shows because it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here. 600 subscribers may not sound like a lot to a lot of people, but to me, it's the world. You guys, you mean you mean everything to me, and I really appreciate you guys supporting this show and supporting this channel. I hope that we'll be able to share with other people and spread the word about old 80s and 70s, 80s, and 90s cartoons, just and anime and just all this great stuff. Okay, so Martin says the only appearance of Slugfest and Overkill on that episode. Those are the two. Those were mainly toys, right? I guess they never did show up in any of the other series. Martin also continues to say, we did air the Zoid series on YTV. Exactly. So, as anyone who's not Canadian here, we have a channel called YTV, and Martin here, he's a good friend of mine, and he basically helps to advise YTV on what anime that should be shown, and he's been a champion of all great anime on YTV. So thank you, Martin, for bringing anime to Canadian kids. It's so awesome. Ryan, Grimlock became a genius and was hilarious, and he creates the Technobots. Wow. It's always those funny little series. If anybody's a Star Trek fan, didn't Commander Barclay, Lieutenant Barclay become a super genius and actually save the Enterprise from, or brought the Enterprise to the middle of the galaxy or something like that? Wasn't that a great episode? You know what I mean? It's funny how Grimlock would become a genius and then create the Technobots. That's amazing. Gold Mainframe, Beast Wars. Yes, Mainframe Entertainment. In terms of like Canadian content, television, Beast Wars, what's it called? Reboot. What was that last one that they did? The Beast Planet? Something like that? I can't remember. It was like a planet which devoured. Anyway, I can't remember that last series they did. Martin, help me out here. Anyway, love Mainframe Entertainment. Really, really amazing. What do we got? Steel Mix. Speaking of pop culture, today in 1986, Big Trouble in Little China premiered in theaters. Okay, so as in July 1st of 1986, Big Trouble in Little China premiered in theaters. Wow, that is some trivia for you right there. That is amazing. Love that show. Love that movie. Great stuff in terms of like just hilarity, right? Like, oh my gosh. Love the special effects there too. Really great stuff. Who was it? It was Somebody remind me, which actor was it? It was oh gosh, he was just in Guardians of the Galaxy, wasn't he? Anyway, that dude. Yes, for sure. Okay, Steve Harris, only for one episode. Grimlock, I guess. Right. So yeah, it's always the case. Whether it's Grimlock or whether it's Lieutenant Barkley or whether it's anybody, it's only ever going to be one episode because you can't have them being super geniuses for the rest of their lives, right? It's kind of like when Barney became sober. Uh, I thought that was the worst day in The Simpsons. You know what I mean? It was crazy. So Sven says, I was lost files on U.S. Cartoon Network. Um, Sorry, Steve, I don't, Sven, I don't get that. I was lost files on U.S. Cartoon Network. All right. We'll circle back to that. I'm not really sure what you're talking about there. All right. So Jacqueline says, "Yep, Barkley for president. He also helped Voyager get back." All right, Jacqueline, you are today's Trekkie. You were today. You were the Trekkie for today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But in that same episode, I argue he actually went back into his holodeck psychosis. So although he was able to save Voyager, he sort of fell off the wagon for a little bit, if you will, trying to do it. Martin, yes, Shadow Raiders. Martin, man, you are a fountain of amazing knowledge. So Martin reminds me that Shadow Raiders is actually the show that was on YTV for Mainframe. Mainframe created three main series, I think, over this lifetime: Reboot, Beast Wars, and Shadow Raiders. Awesome stuff. Wasn't really a big fan of Shadow Raiders. I really thought that Beast Wars and Beasties and was actually the Beast Machines. That's right. Thank you, Ryan. I thought those were the shows that really was the heyday of Mainframe. Steven says, I like a lot of Canadian sci-fi. I like Deepwater Black and Codename Eternity. Very nice. Yes, awesome stuff. I've never actually watched Deepwater Black. I've heard about it. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Deepwater Black. Codename Eternity. I haven't seen that either. I think Point Blank or something like that was actually written by one of the voice actors from Sailor Moon. Actually, there's some trivia for you there. Yeah, there are a lot of great Canadian series out there. If you want to go for a really way out kind of crude humor, Corner Gas is another really good one. A lot of people are getting into Kim's Convenience right now. If you guys have Netflix, I would suggest you guys take a look at that. Some really great stuff. Martin says Matt Hill was on Prince Pyrus on Shadow Raiders. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wasn't Matt also a voice actor? Isn't he the voice actor for? Didn't wasn't he here just like a few weekends ago, Martin? I think he was here for the Sailor Moon convention, right? He was here for he was the voice actor for one of the Cardcaptor Sakura or something like that. Anyway, I'll have to look that up. Steven, I will have to look at Big Trouble again. Yes, Kurt Russell. Exactly. Steven, thank you very much. Kurt Russell was the star of Big Trouble in Little China. Great stuff. Ryan, Jacqueline. Yeah, I remember that. Barkley was one dedicated enough to get the Voyager project going back at Starfleet. Good memory. Jacqueline, you are awesome. You are the Star Trek fan of the day. And Jacqueline replies, yes, USS Andre no, Andraste. I'm sorry, I can't read that. Represent Trekkie. Yes, you know what? Don't murder me, Jackie. I am not very good with remembering starship names, except of course the Reliant and Voyager and all the major ones. All right. So Mainframe, it did have Beast Machines after Beasties, or or the less known series Weirdos. Martin, you are a fountain of information. I swear, you are amazing. If any, I guess for our American brethren here, Beast Machines, Beast Wars, better in the States, was known as Beasties here in Canada. So if you're wondering why we keep saying Beasties, I've never heard of Weirdos. You're gonna have to educate me on that one, Martin. Steven, I would recommend them. Yes, I would definitely recommend them as well. I would love to see more Canadian sci-fi series. I think that we are not given our fair shake when it comes to international television. Ryan, Kim Convenience is really good. Yeah, well, from coming from Brampton, I wouldn't be surprised. I like Kim Convenience myself. I'm hoping that some of our American watchers will be able to associate with that as well. Jacqueline, it's the Florida Star Trek group I'm a part of. Oh, you know what? Represent, girl. Seriously, I love Star Trek. Star Trek is, for me, one of the a really great series. I grew up on TNG. Was not really a big fan of DS9 until the end with the Dominion War. I loved um, Voyager. Sorry, but let's be honest. The Voyager was the Seven and Doctor show, pretty much after the third season. It had some great episodes though, but come on, like they destroyed the Borg. I'm so sad. Like seriously, um, that's just me though. Okay, Matt Hill was the Pretty Heroes Confederation. He voiced Kero on Nelvana's Card Captors. Exactly, Martin. You are a fountain of knowledge. Thank you so much. Stephen Harris. I think SG1 is Canadian produced. Yes, it was. Stargate SG1 was actually filmed and produced here in Vancouver. That's why if you see any shot of the woods in Stargate, you are basically going to the wilds of Vancouver, and they keep reusing those sets and those locations over and over and over again. I think I've seen that same patch of woods at least 20 times over watching the series, and they keep calling it different planets. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, great stuff. Stargate SG1. Um, so Steven doesn't want us to forget TOS, the original series. You know what? I do have a soft spot in my heart for TOS, but I think I really am more. I have a more of an affinity towards the TOS movies. I think those are really my forte. I love the humor. I love the writing. The return. Not so much. Not so much Star Trek: The Motion Picture. That was kind of weird. But the Wrath of Khan brought everything back to form, and my God, what a space battle in the Wrath of Khan! Just crazy stuff. You know the weird ear thingies. You know that creeps you out, but all in a really awesome way. And then the Search for Spock, which well, it was Christopher Lloyd's other really big appearance in a movie, I guess. He was a signature Klingon. I think that was the first time they really used that style of makeup. So in that sense, I think Christopher Lloyd is a pioneer. Not that he hasn't already been. Um, and then of course that is actually where uh, William Shatner, who is Canadian by the way, also gets his moniker for being the hammiest of all ham cheese actors in the world. Especially when you have to kick a guy 3 times in the head and say, "I have had enough of you," and then he falls off the cliff. Just great stuff. Great stuff. You can't write that. You just can't. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Steven says, "Oh, Sven, Babylon 5. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Represent Babylon 5. Great series. In terms of like amazing writing, they went from one episode that you thought had nothing to do with the series, then all of a sudden they circle back, and you literally have a conclusion to the rest of the series. Great stuff. Um, really should have had more episodes, I think. But you know what? That was a tribute to the fans that they kept complaining and they kept begging and kept bringing it back from being on primetime television to the Sci-Fi Network to just great stuff all around. Stephen Harris, yes, Jerry Ryan. It was the Jerry Ryan and Doctor show. I'm telling you right now, Voyager. Although I love the series, it really was quite a conundrum when it all comes down to it. Um, Rogue Dragon. Hey Jay, hope you enjoyed San Diego. Uh, I'm not there yet. I will be there in like 2 weeks, and I will be enjoying it. I hope. I enjoyed it last year, Rogue Dragon. Thanks for mentioning that. So yes, I did enjoy it. Every time I go down there, I do enjoy myself. Except the first year. Fun fact: I actually got sick on the trip on my first time in San Diego. I don't want to give too many details because it was kind of unfortunate, but yeah, I did get sick on the trip and had to spend about at least a day in bed. So I lost a little bit of time, but yeah, it was fun. It was really like whenever I go down to San Diego, it's really fun. And this year I have a goal to pick up the. Let me just show it to you guys. I'm going to be hunting for this. That's funny. The that's weird. Hold on. Shrink it a bit. Ah, fail. Complete fail. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I'm going to be hunting for the exclusive Prince Adam figure, and that's going to be a hard one to find, I think. Mainly because of it's going to be it's funny as heck. Let me see if I can bring up a picture of it. Let's see if I can bring up a picture of it. Here we go. No, that's not it. Here. Man, give me a big. There we go. That's what I want to see. Okay, so let me bring that up for you guys. That is what I'm trying to pick up. The Laughing Prince Adam figure. Let me see if I can get a better shot here. Oh. Try. That's what I'm trying to get this year for an exclusive. The Laughing Prince Adam figure. I think it's going to be hilarious. I'm a big He-Man fan, if you guys haven't figured that out already. And I really want that figure because it is hilarious. I think it's going to be fun. Martin says, Weird O's. Where did I just lost you? Martin, where'd you go? Come on, where is it? Weirdos was a comedy series featuring characters driving fast and crazy cars. The cars are based on a set of model kits. Okay, so product placement in series. So there's gonna be a whole episode based on that in the future. Just so you guys know, how laws have also changed based on the idea that you can't just create a television series just to sell toys. Yeah, I'll be getting to that. But thank you, Martin. Once again, a fountain of information for me. Stephen Harris. Steve says the original Khan was the man. Yes. Now, if you're talking about now, which Khan are you talking about? Are you talking about the one from TOS, the one that literally was woken up from cryo sleep and literally took over the Enterprise? He was freaking amazing. He was just ridiculous. Somewhat, although ruthless, I think he had a leadership ability about him, and the conclusion of that episode was really good. I like the fact that Kirk didn't just court-martial them and have them executed. No, he exiled them to SETI Alpha 6, and unfortunately, the moon exploded and shifted the orbit of the planet and became SETI Alpha 5. Anyway, that happens, man. But then again, you gotta wonder why Kirk didn't actually come and check on them all those years. Who knows? Okay, so Ryan says, personally, I always liked TNG and Voyager, but TOS was really awesome. Totally avoided DS9 and Enterprise. Okay, Ryan, I do suggest you watch. Jacqueline, help me out here. Seasons 4 through 7, if I'm not mistaken, or is it 5 through 7 of the Dominion War? Because in terms of like a Star Trek action and Star Trek and furthering Star Trek lore, I think the Dominion War was really a good way to learn more about the enemy that is the Dominion, the founders and everything like that. So I would definitely watch DS9's last few seasons. And Jacqueline, if you can help me out, I believe it was seasons 4 through 7, if I'm not mistaken. Rogue Dragon, your video and audio was out of sync. Just so you know, no big deal. Yeah, sorry guys. Again, this is my first time doing a live stream, so not sure if you guys are getting everything. My connection is not the best. I'm gonna try and improve that in future live streams. But this is my first time back on YouTube live streaming. I did a Twitch live stream for those of you who were able to join me that time, and I think that was pretty good. I think that YouTube has a long way to go for their streaming service, but I think this is pretty good. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun. Um, Sven says, "Happy Canuck Day." Thank you, Sven. Thank you very much. It is Canada Day here for all you Americans who, and next weekend is going to be your 4th of July, I believe, or I think in like 4 or 5 days. So yeah, happy holidays to everybody. Um, Steven says, Babylon 5 was awesome. Yes, Babylon 5 was awesome. The early days were really, really kitsch. I think they hadn't gotten their makeup right just at that year. I remember looking at some of the Vorlons and some of the I can't remember the names anymore, but the prosthetics weren't exactly on straight. It was really funny, but great series, really really awesome series. Um, uh, and again, it's a tribute to the fans that they were able to have it canceled, come back, and rebooted. No, sorry, not rebooted. Continued on several different channels before finally concluding the series, and that was really awesome. Again, it's really great. I wonder whatever happened to Sheridan. Anyway, I guess we'll find out. Um, Ryan says, "Happy Canada Day." Thank you, sir. Stephen continues with, "B5 was a complete story. It was awesome." Yes, it was awesome. They did sort of leave it open ended for future episodes, but I don't think that'll ever happen. Actually, you know what? With Netflix, you just never know, right? Who knows? Here's hoping. What do we got here? Holy cow. Okay, so Martin says the toys that made U.S. Star Trek cheaper mentioned. Oh, sorry, the toys that made us. I think that's a Netflix series, right? Star Trek chapter mentioned that a lot of challenges Star Trek went through in merchandising products. Yeah, from what I remember, they were literally just grabbing toys from wherever they could, rebranding them, and making new toys. So yeah, not exactly a great thing to do if you want to promote your show to kids who have already been seeing those toys. Yeah, kids aren't that easy to trick. They're not stupid. Let's just say it that way. All right. Rogue Dragon says, "Thank you again, Martin, for your awesome insights." Rogue Dragon, B5 is criminally underappreciated. Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Sorry. Rogue Dragon, yes, you are absolutely correct. B5 is criminally underappreciated. And there are a lot of B5 fans out there. Actually, my roommate is one of them. He loves it a lot. Um, it was really great. The ships, I think the CG got better as the series went on. The overall intrigue and where they came from to where they are now. The whole idea of the cyclical nature of the show. Really great stuff. Amazing things. Jacqueline, if we want to talk retro, Jay, uh, Michael Straczynski got his start by writing She-Ra. Get out of town. No way. Are you serious? All right. Jacqueline, you and I got to talk. That's awesome. That is wicked. Seriously? That is awesome. Which episodes? You got to tell me. That's so great. That is. Sorry, guys. That just threw me for a loop. I didn't even realize that. All right. Ryan says, "Thank you, Jacqueline." Ryan says, "I didn't know about law changes in TV shows not being able to sell not being able just to sell toy products." Well, okay. So a really quick side note here. So Ryan, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, He-Man, uh, Mask, uh, Brave Star, any toy line that had come out in the '80s, pretty much was backed by a television show, like Ghostbusters. All these great toy lines, but the problem was that in reality, uh, they were being produced by the toy companies themselves. Like Mattel was producing a ton of toy lines, and the thing is that parent teachers groups started realizing that this was happening, and it actually helped to change some of the laws and how you can actually produce a series and what's legal and are you because if all you're doing is creating a television series to sell toys to kids, that's pretty underhanded according to the Parent Teachers Association. So just a little side note there. All right. Steve says yes. Ricardo Montalban. Yeah, Ricardo Montalban. Amazing actor. And if that was his real chest, my God, is he a fit beefcake? That guy was amazing. Yes, amazing guy, awesome actor, and you know what? He's not just Mr. Rourke. No more the plane. Fantasy Island for all of you guys who didn't get that reference. All right, C Lab, hey C Lab, what's up, dude? Awesome to see you. Thank you for joining us. Steven says he was menacing and charismatic. Yes, Ricardo Montalban. That's exactly. He was a very loved character, and it's too bad his only two roles that he recognized for are one was a villain and the other one was a really 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 nice guy. Talk about two ends of the spectrum. Um, Rogue Dragon. Uh, oh, I lost it. Where is it? Rogue Dragon. DS9 Enterprise are also underappreciated. Ah, come on. Okay. DS9 for me, it started off very cerebral, kind of like almost Gene Roddenberry ish, and the idea of space aliens in a wormhole, that kind of thing. It was fun. Didn't really get into it until about, like I said, the Dominion War. Um, Enterprise. I don't know, Rogue. I don't know. I'm not gonna disagree with you, but at the same time, not really gonna acknowledge that much. I do like certain episodes. Certain episodes are amazing, but when Brent Spiner showed up, I sort of like rolled my eyes. I was kind of like, oh come on, seriously. I did like some of the scenes though. The Andorians were awesome. You know, um, they were really great characters. The first appearance, the Klingons, they didn't show up in the series enough. I mean, for a series which starts off with the Klingons showing up, they didn't show up nearly as often as I expected them to. So kind of weird. Um, but then you know what? For me, any series that starts off with temporal mechanics, it's a little telling as to what's going to happen. So I did appreciate Enterprise, but just not not as much as I appreciate the other Star Trek. Um, I'm you know what? I'm up for anything. I might watch it again and see what happens. But I do have a problem when one of the main things that I see in a series is the main cast going into a decontamination chamber and having to strip down to nearly nothing just to you know uh, decontaminate. I don't know. It's just something. Just, integrity is something I have to look at that for whatever reason. Jacqueline says the Dominion War was so good. Yes, it was. I recommend this. Odo is the best. I am not the best at identifying exact episodes, and all my lore blurs together. Yes, of course. How many episodes are there in Star Trek? There are just so many. So but you know what? The fact that we can remember key episodes and key sequences, you know what I mean? Like General Martok being a changeling. Oh, okay. Sorry. Ignore what I just said. Spoilers. Let's move on. Guys, go watch DS9 and go watch all old sci-fi series if you haven't watched. Ryan, I need to add you on Twitch. You know what, Ryan? I'm not really on Twitch very much. I had a Twitch account years ago. You can add me if you like, but the only reason I was on there last time was because YouTube shut down my live stream service privileges. It was just weird. It was a weird situation. But yeah, by all means, please add me on Twitch. Steven, the live stream is fine on my end. Yes, Twitch was good, but YouTube is easier. I agree. Only because for me, it's just I'm using OBS software right now, and it's just easy to flip on and flip off. Ryan is welcoming C Lab. Yes, welcome. Sven, add Anna McAfee. The Vorlon are Limerick. Deep Nerd, re Babylon 5. Cool. I'm going to have to look that up. Anne McAfee. Vorlon or Limerick. Okay. I'm going to have to look that up. Thank you, Sven. If anybody wants to look in the chat, Sven suggested, I guess it's a novel or a fan fiction. Anne McAfee's Vorlon or Limerick. Deep Nerd, re Babylon 5. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sven. Rogue Dragon. I prefer my lord and master as preferred pronouns. Well, my lord, we shall try our best to convey our deepest, I don't know what it is, like, what do they call it? Like, tribute, I guess? My lord, we shall refer to you in that from now on. Stephen Harris, wow, awesome. Yes. Sorry, Steve, I'm going to try and... I'm gonna. Sorry, Steve. That was out of context for me. But yes, awesome. Whatever it was, that was awesome. Rogue. JMS worked on Murder She Wrote 2 before Babylon 5 and Captain Power. Oh, Rogue, you're so amazing. Yes, Captain Power. You know what? I'm hoping this new reboot is actually going to go through, and I'm hoping they don't do some sort of like morph suit. Hopefully, we'll see. But I really am looking forward to Captain Power reboot, which would be awesome. And I'm going to be doing a review on some of the toys, so I hope you guys are excited for that. Ryan, Mask was fantastic, at least the first season. Yes, you know what? Mask was fantastic. Unfortunately, as I told you before, it was all about merchandising after that. Pretty much everything was about toys and selling toys. And look where we are now. So, C-Lab, at Ryan. Hey, what's up? Steven, he lifted weight all his life. Ricardo Maltaban. Yes, okay, Steve. Yes, okay, Steve. Now I know what you're talking about. Did he really? That is so amazing. You know what? Covered in like a three-piece suit, like he was in Fantasy Island, you couldn't really see it. But the only time, like, and of course in the movie, that was the only time you saw his chest. So yeah, man, he must be in really good shape. He must have been in really good shape, Ricardo Montalban. Okay, Rogue, I'm unsubbing you now that you don't like uh, Enterprise. Tier. Please don't leave, Rogue. Let me have my opinions. They are mine, after all. I'm kidding. Thank you, thank you for subbing. Like seriously, I really appreciate you guys. And again, I want to tell to everybody here one more time. I'm about to hit 600 subscribers, and you know what? A lot of people say that you have to hit 1,000 subscribers to do anything, or you have to hit like 10,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers. You know what? That's bullshit. I appreciate each and every one of you who have been watching me and following me and joining me on this journey. And thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for coming on this live chat and spending some time with me. It means the world to me. Seriously, it does. And the fact that all of you guys remember everything that I remember, it makes me feel like I'm not alone. With these memories. You know what I mean? I sometimes I look, I vaguely remember series, and I think to myself, God, was that a dream? And then you know what? I find it on YouTube, and I just have to talk about it, right? I really encourage any of you guys to watch my episode of Fables of the Green Forest. Tell me, guys, do any of you guys remember that series? I watched it on, what was it called? On TV Ontario here in Canada, and I think, from what I understand, it was only aired in Canada. So, Canadians, guys, come out and tell me about what you guys remember. You know what I mean? Like, does anybody remember, the New Adventures of Pinocchio? These are I know that they're not the best episodes for like fond memories, but for me, anybody remembering these things, it brings a smile to my face because I really do enjoy listening and hearing that other people remember the stuff other than me. Because sometimes I think I'm crazy, to be perfectly honest with you. So, thank you guys again. Thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of this channel, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. 600 subscribers means the world to me. Thank you guys. Back to where we are. So Steven says, Enterprise had T'Pol, and I was one of the few fans that loved the opening credits. You know what? Yes, the opening credits were freaking awesome. I don't care what anybody says. It's been a long road, and my time is nearly here. Yes, it really has been a long road, and I believe that our time is nearly here. So, it's a great song. Great song. I love the montage as well. The idea of where humans started to where humans went. You know what I mean? It was a great interplay and wonderful explanation as to where the series was going. And everyone loved T'Pol. Come on, seriously? I think even girls love T'Pol. Anyway, Jacqueline, Shaka was when the walls fell. Yes, Shaka when the walls fell. And I can't remember. Sorry, Jacqueline, you're gonna forgive me because I can't remember the other half of that episode. But Tanabra, when the winds fall, something like that. Anyway, you know what I mean. Rogue. Where am I here? Come on. Rogues. At Steve, I hated the shortened version of the credits in the later seasons, though. I don't think they were shortened. I think that they sped the song up a little bit, didn't they? I think that's what they did. They made it more popish, and it sort of like broke the tone. But I like the original season opener for sure. Jacqueline, Sven at Sven. Do you mean Julian May, not Anne McAfee? Okay, well that's fine. So that's for something for you guys to discuss. Jacqueline from Ryan. His eyes his eyes open. Fifth season episode. If you're yes, you guys are gelling, man. All right, Steven. About JMS writing episodes of Shira. Yes, I want to find out more about that too. Jacqueline, you're gonna have to educate us. Um, the Polyscene Exile intervention at Galactic Milu series have a race called Limic. It's by Julian May. Sorry, Sven and I have been drinking and talking all about our favorite sci-fi novel. All right, so Sven and Jacqueline are having their own side conversation, which is good. I like that. C Lab, I lost you, C Lab. Where'd you go? At Ryan, sounds good, my man. I'm chilling in the living room watching friend play Battlefield while watching the stream. I love Battlefield. Stephen Harris, no, I kind of remember it being broadcast in the U.S. That is for Fables of the Green Forest. You know what? Every single episode is on YouTube, if you can find it. All right, Ryan. Speaking of old shows, about a week ago, box set of Rocket Robin Hood arrived. Dude, you are awesome. Seriously, you have my respect, sir. You have my respect. I remember waking up with that on Saturday mornings on Global TV. Yes, sir. So do I. Oh, yours wasn't Global. I watched it on City TV. On CTV. City TV. Cool. At the end of the day, I salute you. All right, Steven. I have Enterprise original original soundtrack. I'm glad someone else loved the opening credits, dude. You have great taste in opening credits. I'll tell you that much right now. All right, Rogue Temba with his arms open. Yes, we are totally going. The Star Trek has taken over this entire stream, which is awesome. Love it, love it. All right, Martin. Here's some great knowledge from the man himself. Fables of the Green Forest aired on TVO. The New Adventures of Pinocchio aired on CTV and early Saturday mornings. Let's not forget The Little Prince on TVO. Martin, you were amazing. Yes, we cannot ever forget about The Little Prince. If anyone hasn't seen that episode, please do. I love The Little Prince. Great series. Amazing French novel. And unfortunately, the French do consider that TV series a bastardization. But we can get beyond that, right? So that's what being a geek is all about. All right, Ryan, Dr. Snuggles. Ryan, where are you? Ryan, Dr. Snuggles and the Green Forest were on here weeknights on TVO. Wow, taking me back. Yes, Ryan, go watch my episodes, relive those episodes. You're gonna love it again. And anyone in America, I really sincerely hope you watch Dr. Snuggles, because if you want a clear-cut indication that somebody was smoking something back in the '60s and created a series which really should not be for kids, you got to watch Dr. Snuggles. And I'm joking about that, but it was really a trippy series. Go watch it. Steven says, very interesting Star Trek Next Generation episode, but my favorite episodes were The Inner Light and The Wounded. You're going to have to jog my memory. I don't go by episode names, but The Inner Light sounds familiar. The Wounded sounds very familiar too. And of course, I'm a huge Star Trek TNG fan, so definitely jog my memory, please. Martin, one more time. YTV aired a redubbed version of Fables of the Green Forest as Friends of the Forest. Is that right? Get out of town. Really? Did they use the new Blu-rays, or was it? I would love to see that. Martin, get me a copy. Seriously. Okay, Ryan. I'm gonna look and see if I can find old episodes of Mighty Orbots or Ulysses 31. Dude, you're taking me back, man. I keep listening to that on my way to work. Ulysses. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. You know what? I've always wanted to do a sing-along episode. I wonder if you guys would be interested in something like that. My voice is terrible, but you know what? I'm the kind of guy who likes singing in the shower. So I wonder if you guys would be interested in reliving like karaoke versions of these things. I think it would be awesome. Jacqueline says it's Sven's birthday. We are day drinking. You know what? Here it's Canada Day, so you know what?
Happy Canada Day, Jacqueline and Sven. And you guys drink as much as you want because here everybody's drinking. Martin, I got the DVD of the Mighty Orbots a few weeks ago. Dude, you are just on the ball. Crazy. Ryan, Martin, how is it? Well, you guys are going to have to figure that out yourself. Sven, friend of the anime world. Yes, I am. I am indeed. And so are you. Rogue Dragon. The inner light was Picard's flute. Oh, man, that was really good. Was that when he got hit in the head with what was it, a satellite beam? And he lived an entire lifetime in his head? That was awesome. Or was it the follow-up episode where he was dating somebody? Anyway, one of those two, awesome episodes, both of them. Sven, read Dr. Snuggles. It was on Showtime here in U.S. Awesome. You guys, that was an awesome show. Go Mighty Orbots. Yes, Go Mighty Orbots. That's the one. Karaoke Pinoy. Oh, pare. Maraming gusto ng karaoke dito, huh? Okay, that was literally for Sven. And maybe for Jacqueline too. I don't know. Rogue Dragon 5. It was the one with the flute. I love that episode. That episode was so great. At Ryan, Sven, happy birthday, Sven. Happy birthday, Sven. If we didn't mention it, happy birthday, Sven. At Sven, by the way, you got me singing the Orbots theme, dude. Seriously, do you guys want to do you guys want to like do some like karaoke like intro episodes? I would love to do something like that where we just sort of like a bunch of us get together and we like sing the opening beginnings or phrases from openings. I think I would love that. I think that would be great. You guys tell me if you like that because I would love to do that. The episode with Picard living his whole life as a different person on an alien planet is the flute episode. The Wounded was about Chief O'Brien, old captain, and his war on the Cardassians. Wow! 2 really great episodes, which is really awesome. Yeah. Captain Maxwell, right? Wasn't it Captain Maxwell? I think it was. Excellent episodes. All right. Ryan. Jason the Wheel... Oh, God, Ryan, don't do this to me. Seriously, don't do this to me. You guys are killing me. Jace and the Wheel Warriors. Oh, we are going to have a lot of good episodes, coming up because this next series which I'm getting into, we finally surpassed. We finally surpassed the beginning of the end of the 80s and beginning of the 70s. And now we're going to start talking about Robotech. We're going to start talking about He-Man, She-Ra, Jason the Wheel Warriors, Mask, Centurions. What else? The Littles. Does anybody remember the Littles? Come on, somebody's got to remember the Littles. Captain Tom. Come on, guys. What else? Yeah, the Snorks. Thondar the Barbarian. All these great real cartoons from the 80s, man. Like really, really great stuff. And then we're gonna get into the Wuzzles. We're gonna get into Tailspin. We're gonna get into DuckTales. We're gonna get into all these great, Disney Afternoon stuff. Just crazy stuff. Let's see here. So, Martin says, Friends of the Forest aired in YTV's early years for some of the characters. They had new names. For instance, Johnny Woodchuck was named Rocky. I heard that. And actually, Rocky is the name of the original Japanese character. So I wonder maybe if they just adopted the original Japanese character names again. All right, thanks, Martin. As always, a fountain of great information. Sven, much love. Yes, sir. Happy birthday. Ryan, Bionic 6. Yeah, okay. Dude, we're going to do this. I'm going to make a new channel, and it's going to be rocking to the 80s cartoon openings. We're going to do it, man. I'm going to go get some people from YouTube, and we're going to start just singing old cartoon openings. It's going to be awesome. And Ryan, you should join me, because you came up with this idea. You helped me come up with it. Anyway. Steven, yes, Captain Maxwell. Exactly. And what was that little ditty he used to sing? The Golden Boys. Anyway, Martin, Mighty Orbots had Barry Gordon. Get out of town. Really? Barry Gordon was in Mighty Orbots? The original Donatello. But YouTube had a pilot clip under the name Brutes. Okay, I'll buy it. Jacqueline says, Jace is another Starinsky product. Come on, really? Are you serious? Girl, you are just a fountain of knowledge. You're just like Martin. You two should get together, honestly. Steven, Bionic 6 had a great opening. Dude, do not make me start singing right now because I will. I will totally start singing because I love Bionic 6. We are together, we fight for right. Anyway, all right, so we are the Littles. Ryan, you rock, man. Seriously. Seriously. You got, seriously, the Littles, man. Awesome. Awesome. How about Popples? Does anybody remember Popples? Yeah? No? Nobody remembers Popples? Okay. Rogue, are you going to talk about the Highlander animated series? Rogue. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Come on. My lord, what are you doing to me? I did love that. You know, it was a good series. Um, you know what else I loved around that time? It was The Adventures of Bonnie. No, no. What was it? Calamity Jane. Do you remember Calamity Jane? I don't know if you remember that. That was a really good series. Or how about Cyber 6? Cyber 6 was awesome. Okay. But yeah, I will eventually talk about Highlander. That can be only one. I love Highlander, by the way. Guys, who loves Highlander here? Seriously. Kruger? Come on. All right. Steven. Thundar. Yes, Thunder the Barbarian. Ryan. Holy crap. You brought out the one thing I wasn't going to talk about today. Guys, don't do that. You got to save some. You got to save some of this stuff. Oh, dude. Seriously, Ryan. We can talk about, you know what? I'm going to have a whole episode dedicated to Rankin and Bass. Seriously. Like, other than their holiday cartoons, I'm going to have a whole episode dedicated to it. Wildcats theme song. Yeah, okay. I'll buy it. I didn't mind it. You know what? Actually, to be perfectly honest with you, it's probably one of the best parts of that series, the Wildcats theme song. Rogue Dragon. Absolutely. Ryan. My sister loves Popples. She had a party Popple back in pink. Yes, Popples were great. I think they should bring back that series. Popples are amazing. You used to throw them so that the plastic pieces would hit your head and really hit you hard. All right. Rogue missed all of those. I'm sorry, Rogue. There's some homework for you now. You can go look those up. Martin, do you know the actress who played Janice from Friends was a voice actor on Silverhawks? Get out of town. Okay, you know what? There was only one voice actor in Thundercats and Silverhawks for women. She was pretty much did the entire thing. She was Chitara and she was everybody else. So if that's who Janice was, wow. Awesome. Martin, once again, huge fountain of information. Kruger, yes. Sven, he is the other one. Kruger is the other one, yes, from Highlander. Absolutely. Martin, Stevie Valance was Party Popple. Yeah. Man, all these facts are coming out. I'm going to have to do some research. Jacqueline says Rainbow Bright. Yes, Rainbow Bright and a shot. Okay, you know what? I'm really going to have to do this thing with like singing songs for like the openings of series. You know what? The internet has not been kind to Rainbow Bright. Like, I'm serious. They keep showing that clip with the unicorn with their flying horse and one kid, and they're kind of rocking back and forth. Not cool. Just not cool. Still gets stuck in my head too. Sven, Silva Hawks. Yes, indeed. Your Ebonics is coming out, buddy. You gotta tone that down. Ryan, Gem was a pretty decent cartoon. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Had to watch it with my sister when she had control of the TV. Eventually, I learned to see the beauty of it. You know what? I always saw it as a very, very good cartoon for girls, but at the same time, you know, the idea of fashion and all these other things and aspiring to be like a Barbie doll. Yeah, some of the messages were a little bit mixed in my opinion. But other than that, if you look past all that, it was a great series. Loved the music. One of my cousins actually took the entire soundtrack and remastered it, and I can't tell you his name, unfortunately. One of these days, I'm going to convince him to upload all the songs onto YouTube, remastered, but don't tell anybody. Anyway, Martin, I remember seeing the Highlander series on Teletoon's early years. Yes, that's where I remember seeing it too. So yes, we will be talking about the Highlander cartoon series one day. And Ryan, at Sven, the Silverhawks theme is super addictive. I managed to get a hold of both rare boxes. Wow, you got both? I barely got number 1. Number 2 is like impossible to get. Ryan, you were amazing. Gem had something other cartoons of the time didn't have: continuity. Members would leave and new members joined. It was actually fun to watch. I didn't watch it enough. It was during the Bigfoot Power Hour, right? Where there was Bigfoot and humanoids, Gem, and then there was one more, right? There was one more. Those were the big three: the Bigfoot, Gem, and the humanoids. I can't remember what the third one was. Maybe it was Foofer. I can't remember. Anyway, we're going to be talking about those. Steve Valance was also known as Louis Valance. She Louise Valance. She did What's a Kangaroo on Zombie Zoo on PBS, but you know her as Mouse of Reboot. Really? Wow. A lot of these actors have to do uh, voice work as the regular, right? To keep in the acting guild, I guess. But yeah, awesome stuff. I'm gonna have to look her up. Was she Chitara? Somebody look that up. Stevie Valance or Louise Valance. All right. Steven says Adrian Paul practices Hung Gar and Taekwondo. Really? Really? Man, all these talented people with skills. Steven, you gotta do some like katas for us. Really. They're not called katas, are they? For anyway, you gotta do something for us. Ryan, Jem was on 7:30 in the morning. It was always a fight between whether I could watch the real Ghostbusters on Global or Gem on Fox. Yeah, that was true. Hey, Ghostbusters is an underrated series too. The animation in Ghostbusters was ridiculous. Martin says Maggie Wheeler, Janice of Friends, is Sweetheart. It's Steelheart. Yes. So it was Maggie Wheeler. I also have all the Silverhawks on DVD. Martin, you are making me jealous, man. Next time I see you, we're gonna talk again. Super Sandy had Gem and humanoid. Super Sunday had Gem and humanoids, Bigfoot, robotics. Yes, that was the one. That was the one. Gem and humanoids, Bigfoot, and robotics. Martin, you are a huge fountain of information. I should have you as a guest on my show. Steven says no Tai Lu in Chinese martial. No Tai Lu in Chinese martial arts. Okay, so you don't have katas then, right? You just have different forms, right? Okay. Rogue Thundercats. Yes, yes, yes. We will get there. We will get there. Jacqueline. Nearly everyone from Star Trek TNG wore voices on gargoyles. That's funny. That's true. We have from Jonathan Frakes to Maria Sirtis to what's it called? Michael Dorn was a guest star. Oh my gosh, was Brent Spiner on there? Brent Spiner was Puck. Yep, absolutely. Ryan, why has animation declined so much lately? Watch anything on Teletoon Network and you'll see what I mean. Maybe I'm missing something, but the hand-drawn single shots of animation in the air. Okay, so Ryan, the short answer to your question is production and money. Flash animation became a bit of a staple in the late 2010s because it was simple, it was easy to do, and kids didn't care. They sort of there aren't that many action series anymore. You know, you don't really see He-Man and She-Ra anymore, like series like that. Although She-Ra's going to be rebooted, thank God. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. But the money that you need to invest on hand-drawn cell animation versus computer-generated, fabricated flash cells, where most of them are already pre-animated, and it's just really the mouth which is moving up and down. Those are cheaper and easy to do. They're you can bang those out. You can bang out an entire season in a few months, and then the voice actors just come in. They actually do their thing, and away you go. You're making your money. But I think there's a correlation on that too, where you don't see many toys based on those television series. They're pretty much one and dones. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. Whereas if you look at Avatar: The Last Airbender, that was animated in Korea, there are toys for that, and it was an incredibly well animated series. But yes, Ryan, I completely agree with you. Animation has gone down the shitter. That's the first bad word of the day. Steven, forms are called Tai Lu in Kung Fu. I will remember that, Stephen. Thank you very much. So we need you to show us some Tailu, all right? One day. Martin, the voice of Panthro, Cliff Huxtable's dad on The Cosby Show. And unfortunately, he passed away a number of years ago. So, Cliff Huxtable, what a legend. And yes, Panthro, again, what a legend. Ryan at Road Dragon. Better call the other Thundercats. No, no, don't do that. Ryan, please don't start a flame war here. Please don't start one. I don't need that right now. Steven, gargoyles are awesome. Yes, gargoyles are awesome. Steven again. Avatar: The Last Bender was one of my favorite animated TVs of all time. Yes, it had the sensibilities of an American cartoon series and the animation quality of an anime series. Great stuff. Muppet Babies, Dungeon Dragons, animated both look better than today's animated selections. Yes, Muppet Babies was awesome, and Dungeons and Dragons is still awesome. Do you have the box set? Freaking, could they not get them home one episode? Like, just you know what? You know what we need to do? We need to petition Netflix to make the missing episode of Dungeons and Dragons. We need to petition them for that. They've done less. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go San Diego Comic Con. I'm gonna go find the Netflix booth, and I'm gonna squat there until they listen to my plea for the last episode of Dungeons and Dragons. I've said it. Rogue Dragon. At Ryan, different tastes and motivations. The 80s cartoons, like Jay said, were made to sell toys, so they had to have a story and such to compel the kids to play out with the toys. My lord, you do me proud. Martin, the voice of Katara on Avatar, the President's Daughter on Independence Day, was also one of the X's on Scott Pilgrim. Was she? I love Scott Pilgrim. Rogue Dragon. Now kids play with their electronic toys, and toys are just collectibles. It is sad but true. Although they do still make some toys. I have been like. Oh, by the way, for all you Americans, we are sorry that you lost Toys R Us. Um, you know, it's sad that greed and consumerism really destroyed a 40-year-old company, but we hold Toys R Us here in Canada, and I hope that they'll continue to last up here. So know that Toys R Us survives in Canada. Um, but in terms of like toys, yes, most toys are collectibles now, but kids still play with toys. Lego is a really good example of that. So the cartoons are appealing to different tastes. Absolutely. Stephen Harris, the minstrel boy to war has gone in the ranks of death. Ye find him. Yes, that was the song. The minstrel boy to war has gone in the ranks. Yeah, anyway, that was a great song. Um, Ryan agrees. Sadly, missed that style. Stephen Harris, sorry, I hit the enter button before I could finish. That's fine. You would have had me singing it entirely. So thank you for cutting that off early. Astro Boy, dude. If you haven't seen my episode, please watch it. I just love Astro Boy. All right, so guys, once again, I really want to thank each and every one of you for supporting my channel and being here. It really does mean the world to me. 600 subscribers. I never thought I'd even get one. For me, I thought I was just some dude talking about some stuff that I loved, and it makes me feel that you guys appreciate my work, and that this is something that I should continue doing, because after YouTube shut my channel, gave me that strike, I didn't know what to think, because it was such a weird thing. I was just doing testing, left it on overnight, and they called it spam, and to me that was just so ridiculous. So I was kind of left in limbo as to what I wanted to do. So I really appreciate all you guys sticking with me, and even though the episodes have been kind of sparse lately, and I apologize about that. I'm glad that you guys are here and chatting with me, and supporting the channel as you are. It means the world to me. 600 subscribers. Everyone says 1,000, 10,000, 50,000, a million. That means nothing to me. You guys here in this channel, 600. You guys are the best, and it really, really means everything to me that you guys support my channel and that you guys want to talk about this stuff. You want to talk about cartoons from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. You know, it makes me feel like, you know what, there is something out there. And you know what, Ryan, especially for you, you know, I know what you're feeling. I know that animation has gone down the shitter. Like seriously, I know that, you know what, there aren't good toys anymore. You know what I mean? Like unless you're collectible and you know rogue, you're exactly you know crazy, just crazy. So, you know, guys, thank you so much for being here and for sharing this journey with me. I really really appreciate it. And you know, we've been talking. Holy crap, we've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes right now. Um, you know, it got kind of off topic, but you know, I really wanted to reply to each and every one of your questions and responses. Um, Rogue Dragon says 607 subscribers. Is that right? I didn't even know. Wow, 607. That that just warms my heart. Thank you guys. Um, okay, okay. I'll give Enterprise another look. Okay, Rogue. Let's not fight. Okay, I don't want to fight with you. Okay. Um, Never give up. You have a great channel, and I produce great content. Thank you guys. Thank you, Steven. Thank you guys. Um, well, and you know what? In the last 20 minutes we have, why don't you guys throw me some questions? Like, is there anything or suggestions? Is there anything you'd like to see in the future? Is there any way you guys think I can improve the channel? Do you like my idea of having a sing along uh, episode? I think that would be great. I think we should do, you know, one or two little passages from like episode cartoon openings that we know. Ryan says it doesn't seem like an hour and 40 when you discuss awesome stuff like this. Thank you. Yeah, it seems like it just flew by. This is crazy. Thanks for doing this, Ryan. Thank you for being here, man. Thank everybody for being here. Sven, thank you. You know, Steve, Rogue, anyone I haven't mentioned. You know, thank all of you guys for being here. This is huge for me. You know, and again, it really means a lot. But yeah, guys, if anything, do you guys want to know anything about me, or do you guys want to know anything else about the channel, or heck, like just keep throwing more awesome questions and stuff. You know, let's talk about it. And before I'm gonna pretty much cut it off at around 7 o'clock, but let's um, let's just keep going. Like whatever else you guys want to talk about. Um, Star Wars droids and Ewoks. We are the Ewoks. Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Love that. The droids was a bit more of a pop song, right? It was kind of like you know, something like "Here I am in the danger zone," something like my friends. So yeah, no, it was a good song. It was like really popish. I liked it. Right? Where did it come from? Like it came out of nowhere, really. It was just one of those things. But I love the droids and the Ewoks. Great stuff. Steven, I'll provide some videos forms, but I really can't sing. Come on, come on, Steve. It's half the fun not being able to sing. That's what karaoke is all about. You know. Okay, so here's some fun stuff for you guys. Karaoke is not whether you can sing. It has no bearing on your talent or your ability as a person as your ability to sing. It has nothing to. It has the only point of karaoke is that you have fun. You could be the most tone deaf person in the world, as long as you're having fun singing karaoke and the songs that you remember. That's what's important about karaoke, right? And if you happen to be a good singer, then you'll just get a few more applauses. That's it, and that's really what it's about. And you know what? That's exactly why everyone should do karaoke at least once. The last anime series I really liked was Claymore. I like part of Bleach, but it had a lot of silliness that I don't like. Claymore is a very serious series, though. It's it doesn't really have like. I think you need a bit of humor, Steve, just a little bit, to offset the bleakness in 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 action series. Kind of like the way, and I think the way Guardians of the Galaxy does it a little too much, but um, I kind of like the way Avatar does it. Avatar does comedy in action series really well. Um, I think that everyone should take a page out of that book. I haven't watched enough Claymore to make a full decision on it, but I loved Bleach. It started to go a little bit episodic and a little bit campy during the Bounce series, and it almost lost me. But when they got back to the original storyline, it rebounded, and I really enjoyed it. Ryan, karaoke equals how much you can drink and sing. It can be either. You can be sober and do it, and you can drink and do it. But I do believe that the more drunk you are, the more you'll appreciate your own way of singing. So yeah, cheers and happy Canada Day, Ryan. Rogue has nothing to do with being a good singer. That's a way to draw a crowd. That's a way to draw a crowd. Trust me, it actually is a good way to like. You can laugh at people on stage, but as long as you appreciate them, that's all that matters, right? As long as you applaud at the end and you're gracious and you appreciate the people, that's what makes it for a good karaoke night. Trust me. Martin, Cree Summer was Princess Nia on Ewoks. Really? Again, Martin, you are a fountain of information. Wonder if you're wonder if you're cheating and looking everything up on Google. I'm gonna have to catch you one day. Seven Deadly Sins, opening and closing themes. I enjoyed. Yes. Yes. Ryan, that was Rogue, by the way. Ryan, last modern anime I enjoyed was Full Metal Alchemist reboot, but I still have a soft spot for Inuyasha. You know, I enjoyed Inuyasha. Anything by Rumiko Takahashi is generally a good bet. I really enjoyed her anniversary episodes that they did for her celebration. If anyone's a fan of Yorosei Yatsura or Ranma Nibu no Ichi, Ranma One Half, Inuyasha, you know, they released a couple of one-shot OEVs a number of years ago. I think it was 2010, 2012. Look for them on YouTube. You'll be able to find them. What else here? Martin, thanks to Inuyasha, Canada got bionics. Martin, you are such a great fountain of information. That is awesome. Ryan, at Rogue Dragon, Seven Deadly Sins was awesome. I have to complete watching that series. I think it looks really fun. Stephen Harris, I love Avatar. Claymore's manga had a great ending. I loved the Bleach Anokar arc. The Zanpakuto is one of the most original magical supernatural weapons that I've ever seen in fiction. Yes, yes, I do believe that's true. But you know what? Is it though? And not that I don't agree with you. I do agree with you, Stephen. But there is the understanding that some samurai believe that their souls are actually embedded within their katana, right? I can't remember if it's because they died or because it is a piece of them as it is a piece of their arm. You know, things like that. You're gonna have to educate me on that, but I do believe that there is um, some sort of connection between the samurai katana and the samurai spirit. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that there was something along those lines. Antgun007, welcome. Thank you for joining the chat. I just watched your NES vid. Congrats. Got one of the spare controllers as well. Oh, dude. Just for that. Yeah. So, if anybody hasn't seen that episode, it's up. And I was able to snag a classic NES mini, and Antgun is just congratulating me. So thank you, Antgun, and congratulations to you too, because I got one of my friends saying, "Oh yeah, I'll just wait until Christmas time to pick one of these up," and I had to laugh. I literally had to laugh. There's no way you're gonna get one of these in Christmas. I don't believe Nintendo when they say they're gonna restock this in time. I really don't. So this is basically this is like a rarity. Like, you know, it's crazy. The amount of people who really want this thing is just insane. I'm also going to be doing a review later on some more gaming stuff. I just got a couple of cool things in the mail, and I hope you guys will enjoy those episodes as well. But Antgun, thank you for mentioning that. Really awesome stuff. Rogue Dragon, same here, Diane. All right. Dang, spare controllers is harder to find than the NES Classic. Yes, absolutely. It really is hard to find those spare controllers. You know what? In my opinion, I think we should just go with 8-Bit Do and pick up their wireless controllers. I think I think that would be a lot easier. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm looking forward to doing a review of this. Actually, I know that a ton of other people have already done reviews on it, but I'm going to do my own review. And the reason I'm going to do my own review is because I have a retro pie. It's what's it called? Yeah, it's a I built a RetroPie version of this, and well, it's not me. My roommate, he built a RetroPie version of this, and the shell looks exactly like this. It looks exactly like the NES Mini. So, and we have like 300 games on there. So I'd like to see if it really was worth the $90 Canadian it cost to pick this up. So anyway, uh, AntGun007, thank you very much for shouting out. Steve, I believe that samurai believed that the katana was part of the soul, but I know less about Japanese martial arts than Chinese martial arts. Yeah, so I do agree with you. The zanpakuto is definitely the most original weapon that I've ever seen in any sort of fiction. But I do believe it has its roots in history and in Japanese mythology. So yeah, I guess yeah, I agree with you, Steve. All right, so Rogue Dragon. As I understand it, the katana was actually a weapon that didn't come into common use until much later in the samurai circle, and that lots of other weapons were far more commonly used throughout the the time. That's true. I mean, like the samurai's main weapon was the longbow. The longbow is actually what gave them the strategic advantage in war, because they literally could shoot apples off the heads of children like from like 300 yards away or something like that. It was ridiculous. Um, so I think the longbow was actually more prevalent as a weapon in Japanese culture, in samurai culture, than anything else. But once the katana became a fashionable and usable weapon, I think that the closeness of it, the way it was, the intimacy of it. One thing I've always talked about in terms of one thing I've always talked about in terms of battle and weaponry is the gun. As elegant as it can be as a weapon, the intimacy of a sword is just something that you never really can match, because when two people really come as close as they can to one another with this type of a weapon, there really is no escaping um, the actual intimacy that two warriors will have in battle. Because how close can you get? You really can't. You really can't get much closer than a sword. Shooting a man at 50 paces. I mean, it just seems so unpersonal, don't you think? Anyway, the romantic age of the Meiji era, right, and the samurai, right. We're gonna have to do a Rurouni Kenshin episode one time, and just for anyone with a sharp eye, because I totally for anyone who had a sharp eye when I open this up, you'll actually notice that this is a sakabato. It's actually a reversed edge blade, so I guess you guys can know what kind of Kenshin fan I am. Okay, so what else do we have here? Steven, do you have any interest in reviewing the 70s and 80s sci-fi like $6 Million Man and Doctor Who? Of course, Steven. I am totally going to do all that stuff. I'm going to do Knight Rider. I'm going to do a whole bunch of different series which I loved as a kid. Um, Small Wonder, Punky Brewster. I'm going to do a lot of great sci-fi series that I remember. Red Dwarf, Are You Being Served? A whole bunch of different British shows that I remember as well. Just as much as I can. I'm gonna do shows, and if everyone wants to suggest a show, please do, because there are shows I've forgotten, and then people remind me of it, and I want to do it. So yeah, of course, I'm definitely gonna do those things. Tom Baker was the best doctor ever. He was the one with the multicolored scarf, right? That's the one I remember. Martin, I wonder which games are preloaded in the mini Famicoms and Super Famicoms. There's a whole video dedicated to that. You can take a look. They are different games, though. They actually are. I believe some of them are mahjong. Um, there are a whole bunch of regional Japanese games in the Super Famicom and Famicom. Steven, great horsemanship archers, and I believe the yari or spear was much used. Yes, I believe distance fighting was was very much revered in in Japanese warfare, and we just talked about the zanbakuto, right? The zanbato was the glaive. I think it's a knife at the end of a staff. So I mean, like that was also a very prominent weapon in Japanese warfare. Um, Ryan, fifth had a really good crewmates. Love Nissa as my favorite companion. Um, for the Doctor, yes. Okay. That was a Doctor Who reference. Awesome. Steven, performing the saber versus spear was very challenging. You've done a performance for in Kung Fu with saber versus spear. That's awesome. I've seen it done, but the kind of the kind of dexterity you have to have is ridiculous. Wow, Steven, it's crazy. Rogue Dragon 5. You got to watch the Ghosts of Tsu, Tsushima, the Ghosts of Tsushima trailer for a sick new samurai game. You know, is that the PS3 one? I saw that. But you know what's really funny about that? Wasn't it Western developed? Isn't it developed by a Western developed studio? So yeah, I'm eager to see something like that. Ryan, Knight Rider, love Knight Rider. Rogue, don't hassle the Hoff. Very funny, dude. Although I prefer Viper. What? No, Rogue, you and I are gonna have a fight now, man. Dude, you like Viper versus Knight Rider? My lord, we must have a discussion. Seriously. I will convince you of your folly. Ryan, the Wizard has forgotten the '80s TV show. The Wizard. Oh, dude, I remember the Wizard. It was a little short dude, right? He built machines, but he loved candy, something like that, like chocolate bars. I totally, man. Did they take that off the air? I swear to God, I love that show. The last show I remember was like it was like an Indiana Jones homage where he went to the Himalayas and got attacked by some big burly guy, and I think an R2D2 droid in his backpack saved him or something like that. Dude, have they made a DVD series of that? I gotta watch that show. I remember watching that show and being so in love with it. That and Street Hawk. All right, Stephen Harris. I'm rewatching. Are You Being Served? I really liked it. John Pertwee was the only doctor that was a martial artist. Really? Okay. Are You Being Served is typical. Is like really dry British humor. Uh, the Young Ones was also kind of funny. I don't know if you guys ever watched The Young Ones. That was another British, really dry British comedy. It was actually that one was actually more slapstick than anything else. Ryan, Viper was cool but short-lived. Poor Jay's never gonna get to leave with us reminiscing. Poor Jay, never gonna leave with us reminiscing like this. You know what? I don't mind it. I really don't. But I do have to. End this soon. Martin, Vision on TVO that came from the BBC. Uh, yeah, I believe you're right, Martin. Guando in Chinese martial arts is similar to pole arm. Really? Is it a section staff or is it just? I might be thinking of something else. All right, Stephen, thank you. That was great insights from you always. Stephen, I liked the second Knight Rider series and I liked Mantis, but it had a really depressing ending. All right, the second Knight Rider. You talk about like the 5 kids who rode different types of kits. Like there was a car, 2 bikes, and what was it? A boat or a plane? I can't remember anymore. Not sure I liked it, but anyway, I sort of got into it a little bit, but nothing that I could really write home about. Team Knight Rider. Ryan picked it up. Yeah, okay, Team Knight Rider. Martin Hugh, Knight Rider, Mr. Feeney of Boy Meets World as Kit. Was it really Mr. Feeney? Yeah? Martin, you are just, again, fountain of information. Stephen Harris, it was a long-handed saber. No, it was a 2005 Knight Rider reboot. Okay. Okay. It was a long-handed saber. Awesome. Anyways, guys, it has been a pleasure being here with you tonight and reminiscing and enjoying. And as you can see, the sun is beaming down on my face right now. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming out and sharing this time with me. 600 subscribers. Wow. 607 subscribers. Wow. Just amazing. I never thought even one subscriber would come and discuss and share their love of cartoons, animation, sci-fi, you name it. 80s culture, 80s pop culture, 70s pop culture, 90s pop culture. Guys, you guys all mean the world to me. Thank you so much for joining me here on today's live stream, and thank you again for everything um, that you've done in support. Um, Stephen, thank you. Ryan, thank you, guys. Uh, Rogue, thank you very much. And you and I are going to talk, Rogue. We're gonna hash that out. But guys, I'm in 3 weeks. I'll be leaving for San Diego Comic Con. If any of you guys have any suggestions on topics that I could cover while I'm there, things that I should be looking for, toys that I should be searching for, exclusives that I should be on the lookout for, let me know in the comments section below, or just drop me a line. Geek Proud. I know my website hasn't been updated as much as it should be, but I do check my mail from time to time. Steven, you know that. I try to my best to get back to everybody, and once again, I'm doing the best I can, and yeah, I'm gonna try and get Guy King back. If I find a Guy King toy down there, I will definitely be picking it up. Steven, Bankai, yes, Bankai. I'm not sure I'm on that level yet, but yes, for sure. Guys, thank you again for everything. Thank you once again for joining me on this journey. Please continue to watch my episodes. Please continue to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Geek Proud. Good night, guys.